Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. The quarterfinals of the Rugby Sevens World Cup is upon us. This first match, it is in the women's division of the competition. Australia versus England. Both of these sides want to go far in this comp. Only 3 matches separates one of these two sides possibly from being able to get themselves a Rugby World Cup championship. Looking through at Australia's lineup, Madison Levi, Soraya Parky, Shani Williams, huge amount of experience for that lady. Elisa Lefau-Fakalisila, also Faith Nathan, Madison Ashby, and the skipper Charlotte Caslick. Now, she is certainly a player to watch out for in this contest and can turn it around big time for the Aussies. Then looking at England, it will be Jade Shekels, also Celia Kwanzaa, Abby Brown, Isla Norman Bell, Ellie Boatman, Emma Urin, and Megan Jones. We have got there, my friend, is going tomorrow to it. It will be absolutely incredible at the ground. We've just seen a performance from, I believe it was Belinda Davids, was getting involved with about 100 other dancers for the opening ceremony of the super session that is the quarterfinals. We have got 8 matches, 4 men, 4 women, and it's going to be absolutely epic. We have got Ollie in the chat. Said, yo, welcome into the live stream, mate. Do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, who you think will be able to win it. I said, gentlemen, very weird there. I'm just slightly excited for the quarterfinals. It is upon us. We already know that Uruguay and England for the men's are going to be playing off at 3:04 a.m. tomorrow. USA versus Kenya. Those matches are going to be awesome in their own right. Whoever goes through here will move on to the semi-final. The loser still has a chance of being able to finish 5th to 8th. Fantastic ceremony to get this going. Exactly right. The crowd are fired up beyond belief at the moment. There's a few men dressed as bananas. Why not get your 5+ a day, as the health professionals do say? But these two sides just about to make their way out onto the park. Looking through at the benches for these two sides, Dominic DeToy, Demi Hayes as the captain. They have got there Lily Dick, Tia Hines, and Tegan Levi. So that will be a very strong bench to have for the Australians. Madison Levi in the starting lineup, scoring tries for fun. Now Madison Levi welcomes her sister to her first ever World Cup. Then for the Australians, Amy Wilson-Hardy, Grace Crompton, we'll try that name again, Heather Cowell, Alicia Maud, and Lauren Torley there. I think I've been pronouncing way too many, non-English names throughout the past few weeks, and now those names don't want to roll off the tongue. How's it, Hamish? Says Gareth, doing very well, mate. And RP the Queen says, Ollie, I reckon England will do it for the Queen, says Ollie, although they have got a very tough opposition here in Australia. They were able to win the Women's World Series, and that was almost before even heading into the final leg of the competition. They have scored the most points out of any women's side within one series, I believe, is also a stat that they did mention a little while ago. But Abby Brown and also Charlotte Caslick both leading their sides out for the Battle of Cape Town here. It's massive, this matchup, and the ground is shaking underneath them here. The crowd have well and truly turned up at Cape Town Stadium. Australia, they were able to win that match up against Madagascar for their opening game, 48-0. England having a nice win for themselves, but they will still probably lose, says from Ollie. Yeah, but at the end of the day, 14 minutes is all that separates a side from being able to win. We saw Chile beat Scotland in the men's matches. We saw Uruguay take down the USA. Anything can happen in the world of sevens, and England will know that. So all they need to do is keep themselves in the hunt for long enough that they can then capitalize in the final few minutes of the day. But ladies and gentlemen, this matchup is now just about to begin. It's about 5 minutes behind when it was going to be starting, or in fact, about 3 minutes. So hopefully we don't lose too much time throughout the next few matches. But this game underway, England to kick it off. And it has not quite darrelled the 10 metres. That wasn't a word, but now nice work from Australia straight away. Faith Nathan does get her hands on the ball. Abby Brown steals it from the breakdown, though. Nice work. And Madison Ashby has to drag it down. I don't mind who wins, to be honest. Australia will probably take the W, says Ollie there, although England now in possession, trying to hang on to this ball. Nice work in the breakdown from Soraya Parky, trying to get the turnover for the Australians. Now, England, big bump off from Jade Shekels. Possession still on the side of the slightly underdog England for this contest. Now going out wide, it will be Kwanzaa trying to break through Madison Levi. She's had the women's Australian football under her belt and now has scored a huge amount of tries throughout the last year of the Seventh Circuit. Shani Williams with the jackal gets the turnover in the breakdown. Now the quick tap taking Kaslik in the midfield. She's through. Charlotte Kaslik to the eruption of the Cape Town crowd will score the first try of this quarter-final fixture. She found the gap in between two English defenders, ran for it, well and truly got through it easily in the end for Kaslik. There was a gap of about, I would say, 5 meters or so. It closed up to about 3, but Kaslik still able to pierce through. And Abby Brown unable to stop her. Charlotte Kaslik gets the first try of this quarter-final. Australia now with an easy enough kick. I believe they will take the 7-0 lead. And they do just that. Now, they've got a huge amount of experience in this Australian side with Shani Williams. Also off the bench, they are going to have the captain, Demi Hayes. Very handy lady to have coming off the bench for the second 7. Now, Shani Williams kicks off slightly longer there. It's a mistake from England in the taking of the ball. Ellie Bowman cleans up, though. And now gone off to Meg Jones, the quick step in, number 10. Back to Boatman. Nice tackle made on the halfway line. An advantage goes the way of England, and they will be going back for that advantage. Emma Uren tries to get the ball back up to where they need it to be. I believe England, they are taking on the scrum now. So Australia, Faith Nathan there just making the little mistake. She got a bit too keen, got herself offside. England have never won a Rugby World Cup Sevens quarter-final for the women's. Of course, the men, last 2 times that we have had a Rugby Sevens World Cup, they were runner-ups. Australia only lost a quarter-final stage come in 2013 against Spain, of all teams, to lose to in 2013 in the quarter-final. Spain currently not inside of the top 8 for the women's side of the World Cup, or the men's. To be fair, they aren't even in the men's. Now, nice run forward from Emma Uren, trying to go straight through the gap, but unable to do so. Nicely recycled by Abby Brown. Ball on the outside. England looking to fire straight back. Good cover defence from Faith Nathan, though, being able to force her sideways rather than forwards. Abby Brown tackled by Kaslik. Bit of extra work in the breakdown from, it was Lefau Fakolesia. Now, nice work from Meg Jones. Big Fen tries to flick it off into the hands of Kwanzaa, but it's a mistake, and now Australia get themselves the first penalty on the halfway line. Another quick tap taken by Australia. Shani Williams goes across to Kaslik. One more on the inside, looking like it could be the option, but instead it was Madison Ashby who decided to take the contact. Ball rolls back. Kaslik involved in that breakdown, and she will be involved throughout the rest of this 10 minutes of the game. Now Madison Levi down the wing. Kwanzaa trying to take her down, just being able to do so. Australia 30 metres out now from the English line, although they fired it straight back to halfway for Australia. A couple awkward passes as well, but now Kaslik has been able to clean it up with a drawn pass slightly forward to Faith Nathan. They say play on, and it is going to be the try for Faith Nathan, and that is going to be their second try of the match. Yeah, that pass was debatable. I think they will call it. Maybe it was just the camera angle, but it does seem like it slightly drifted forward from Kaslik. We're going to see a replay here. 6th try for Faith Nathan throughout this Women's Rugby Sevens World Cup. Yeah, I'd say forward, but that's just me. Faith Nathan, though, able to score that try for the Australians. She will be very happy with that one, and it's a nice, easy kick again for their kicking option. Shani Williams should be able to convert this one. No worries at all. So currently with 2 minutes left in this match, or of this first half, does Australia finding themselves with a 14-0 lead over the English. So the next game that we are going to be covering on the channel is the men's quarterfinal between New Zealand and Argentina. That should be a massive match, and we are going to be covering it live on the Kiwi Lads channel. It's gone long from Australia off the kickoff. A little bit of extra pressure being put on by Madison Ashby, but Australia not quite able to get that ball. Now Abby Brown tries to go around Shani Williams, who's taking her out beautifully low, straight over the ball there. Nice work from Charlotte Kaslik, trying to rip it straight off Jay Shekels, and it looks like she was getting relatively close to it. Yes, she's been able to turn it over. Kaslik, no penalty. Goes the way of Australia. I believe the referee said that was not, or for not rolling away in that breakdown, but now Emma Uren goes forward Nice work from Australia, though. Clean turnover from Madison Levi. I've been sneezing a lot tonight. Shani Williams goes across now. Charlotte Kaslik, she sees the space opening up on the outside to Faith Nathan. Another debated bleed. No, that one was backwards. Wasn't too bad. It was flat for that pass. Now Shani Williams has gone over her head. She waits for the ball. Instead, it's going to be a tackle off the ball. Advantage, I would think, would be going to the Australians, but it is play on. Now Faith Nathan finds the offload back to Shani Williams. Across to Madison Ashby. She's got Maddie Levi on her outside. She doesn't need her, and instead Madison Ashby does go between the sticks for another try for Australia, now leading 19 points to 0 in favour of the Aussies. Taking a couple deep breaths there, Madison Ashby. I think maybe the occasion for some of these young players. They have not experienced a Rugby World Cup quarterfinal, any Rugby World Cup playoff games. Even though this competition, I guess it's been a bit weird with the way that they had it laid out, because everyone in every game, you lose, you go home, is pretty much the motto they've been talking all the way through. But the Aussies, they look like they're going to be able to win this one and then move on to face off against their semi-final opponent. I'll just find out exactly who that would be so that we know how it will be matching up. I know New Zealand are still in there. Semi-finals, they will be versing the quarterfinal 4 winner. So the winner of USA versus Canada will be facing up against the Australians or the English, whoever wins this game. And then the other side of the quarterfinals, New Zealand and Ireland. The winner of that will face the winner of France versus Fiji. Now, Meg Jones, nice run forward, working hard for England to try and get them back into this contest. Hey, I'm Ollie. Says Ollie in there as well. Welcome in. Once again, I assume you're the other account of Ollie as well. Many Ollies. And how's it, Hamish? A little bit earlier on from Gareth. So I guess, Gareth, the question that I have for you as well, being South African, do you think that it is going to be South Africa? Do you think they'll take down Ireland in their quarterfinal? Do let me know. And hi, Hamish. It's great to know you're always on the ball. Thank you very much indeed. Alison and I are off to Dorset for a holiday in the morning. Can't wait. So hopefully you do enjoy your holiday. How long are you going for? Oh, the rain's fallen. Uh-oh. Okay, I think the weather has decided that it doesn't want to turn up for the quarterfinals. This could affect the games majorly, because we saw on day one there was a lot of slipping and sliding from everyone. Yeah, a little bit of rain here. At the moment, it looks like it's falling. Either that or there's just a little bit of precipitation on the camera legs, or on the camera lens, I should say. And also South Africa going to win the tournament, says Gareth. I see that they aren't actually favourites to win. I know that Fiji are right up there. But then alongside that, I think South Africa are about $4.50 to win this one, which is surprising because they are certainly a talented side. Nice run forward from Ururin. It's going to be going back, though, in favour of Australia, who do clean this ball up this game, going 1 minute 30 past the moment in the first half, but they are continuing to go. Nice work there. Oh, that looked like a bit of a hair pull from the lady with the ball, Lefal Celia. And also, Ollie, I just figured out Mr. Ollie, I just figured out Mr. Frundlegels. That's a hard name to say. And when do you sleep, Hamish Bro, says Hamish. I did actually sleep during the day today so that I was able to watch all of these games. So we've done the Gallagher Premiership a bit earlier on. We are going to be doing a majority of the quarterfinals. I believe we're only missing the one quarterfinal of all of the 8 that has taken place. That one will be USA versus Canada. Unfortunately, missing that for the women's side of things. But other than that, we are doing all of the matches. The next one, New Zealand versus Argentina. And then I believe our next sleep is probably in about 27 hours' time, somewhere around there. Maybe a couple short 2-hour snippets. But we'll be tuning in and out on vacation, says Darren. And also we have got 1 week, says Darren. And also it's only 5:18 a.m. in New Zealand. That is very true. It's not too bad at the moment for the New Zealand time zone. It's also a very nice evening in South Africa. In terms of the time, not so much the weather. The rain is starting to pour. It is going to be the last game at 10:30 p.m. South African time. So I'm wondering how many people will be up for the early morning start tomorrow morning. It will be an 8:30 a.m. start for day 3. I think there'll be a few people maybe sleeping in after the amount of alcohol and also the amount of entertainment that they have had on day 2 of the Sevens. I believe they mentioned before on day 1 that they had approximately 118,000 sales. And also, I got that mistake with Obi. says Gareth. And there as well. But now 21-0 going into the second half. Australia have got the lead and they have got the kickoff there. Shani Williams will want to make sure that she gets this one right. Like they're saying, the first women's quarterfinal, the men's game that is going to be taking place in 19 minutes time. 19 minutes time, have they changed the times? I'm just going to have a quick look because I know that they were going to be starting at 5:35 a.m. New Zealand time initially. But it seems like maybe there have been a few time changes due to a bit of a delay from the extra time games. I'm literally watching you in my bed, says Ollie there. It's going to be a knock-on. In fact, a double knock-on. Scrum feed goes the way of Australia. Now they'll look to try and attack early on. I do see that they have got Demi Hayes now out on the field for Australia. But yeah, New Zealand, they have delayed their game by 5 minutes rather than being a 5:35 a.m. kickoff. It is instead going to be a 5:40 a.m. kickoff. I wonder if that's the same with all of the games. I will have to investigate after this live stream is finished. Charlotte Caslick puts the ball in, now fires it out the back. It's going to be Madison Ashby once again, first receiver. Now trying to break her way through. They just interviewed the head coach, Tim Walsh. Abby Brown, was she on the ball? I think she's been able to turn it over, just managed the clean turnover. And then Demi Hayes unable to roll away. Which is why England have been able to get themselves the penalty. Okay, what are they going to decide? It looks like they are going to be kicking for touch here for England. They go for the scrum again. Risky tactic from inside of their own 22. It does seem like the rain is slowly getting heavier in Cape Town also. Hopefully that clears up. And also that was the most short halftime. Yeah, they both are keen to get back out there. Unlike the Gallagher Premiership, I think that halftime was a good 15 17 minutes, something along those lines. Looks like a couple more subs being made. Heather Cowell makes her way out onto the field for England. Time is back on. She will be joining up with the front row alongside Abby Brown and Jade Sheckles. Front row goes in ready to scrummage. Little bit of movement there, even though the ball hadn't gone in. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be the penalty to England there. They do try and take the quick tap, but it was on the far side of the scrum. The referee did not see the tap. So now they have retaken it. It will be the number 9 there. Norman Bell, a name who we haven't really said too much throughout this match. Kicked him behind. Meg Jones decides to change up the tactic a little bit. It's going to be a foot race. Faith Nathan versus everyone's knocking the ball on. It's slippery, like I mentioned. Faith Nathan, though, has been able to clean that one up. We will be going back for the scrum feed in favour of Australia. That works well for them, though, because at the end of the day, the more time that is spent in set plays, whether that's a line out or a scrum, the more time coming off the clock. But a small knock on in the end by Grace Crompton, who just wasn't quite able to clean it up the way she wanted. Let's get set. Time is off. Okay, so the referee is sick of Australia walking to the ruck or the scrum slowly. He said, no, I'll just turn the time off. What island do you live on? I am in the South Island of New Zealand. So, yeah, nice early morning start for us. I'm not sure what the weather's supposed to be like today. I hope it's better than yesterday, because it was just overcast and pretty chilly. Now, Caslick puts the ball in. Passed across now, Madison Ashby. She's been heavily involved. It's going to be a little mistake there, a penalty, and then it became an accidental offside in favour of England. Still time left on the clock, but they need to make sure that they score relatively soon, I would say before 3.5 minutes, and they've got a very good chance of being able to find their way back into the contest. Now it's going to be Crompton down the wing. Nice step. Caslick straight in the breakdown, though, not on the ball. Doesn't win the penalty. Now going back. It's going to be another advantage to England. Oh, Amy Wilson-Hardy, the lady who came off the bench, is pissing down here, and I'm sat on the sidelines, or I'll sit on the sidelines. Faith Nathan taken up this chat. And there says, Nathan, that's close for England. They go over. And it was just a very good backline. In the end, just firing it a couple out the back. And then Emma Uren able to score at her second try of the Rugby World Cup Sevens 2022 competition. The draw and pass from Meg Jones. She got that one very right. And then England now find themselves just a little bit back into this contest. Nice work. Get over the line. I'm in the north in Masterton, says Ollie there. I'll tell you what, the crowd are electric at the moment. See, that's a little bit rough for the kicker there, because Australia weren't actually away from being in front of her. at the time of her kicking. They were still walking back, so I feel like they should have been allowed to wait a little bit longer, but because the clock was still on, England pretty much had to take it. A little bit rough. And there. Now that one has not gone the 10 metres, and it is going to be going back in a quick tap for the Australians. Norman Bell just getting that one slightly wrong. Oh, and that's a rough kick. In fact, no, it's not too bad if she was giving it to the ref. Overall, but now Demi Hayes cleans it up. Australia, no hurry at all here. And of course, with the amount of veterans they've got on their side, they'll know what they need to do to wear down the clock a little bit longer, stay in the lead. They've still got 2 tries and something advantage here. Now, nice run from number 6. A little bit of a knock on there from England. So the advantage goes away of Australia. Now it's going to be Madison Levi. And also one of the other English players actually having a bit of a wrestle on the sideline. Now, wide sling and pass. It's going to be Faith Nathan in. And she is going to be able to score another try for Australia. I think it's just the camera angle or my eyes, because that one also, not to sound like a broken record, it looked flat. But I think it's just because of the angle that we are at for Cape Town. I think the same thing happens for a few of the Stormers games throughout the URC, that things do look just a little bit different. But it's just due to the elevation of where the camera is located. Faith Nathan, she'll be pretty happy with that one. Her 7th try now of the Rugby Sevens World Cup. Slams the ball down. And Australia now get themselves a little bit more of a lead. That kick has gone over, and the score is going to be 28 points to 5. She is leading the tournament tries. In fact, she is sitting on 8. And behind her, Nadine Ruiz sitting there on 5. Australia gets the dub, probably says, oh yeah, at this point in time with 1 minute 20 left, Australia, they will be going through to face off against the winner of USA versus Canada. So I'm wondering who the Aussies would prefer out of those two. I mean, they can both have a great game of rugby. So maybe, I mean, if they got to pick, they'd probably take them both down, to be honest. That's going to be another advantage. That time it was for Madison Levi being offside. The ball was loose for half a second, but nicely done by Wilson Hardy to be able to clean it up. Now Australia are on the defensive side of things. Crompton looks to the corner. Faith Nathan able to make the tackle and does it very nicely. It's kicked into touch off an English boot, and Australia now have the line out. They will be making sure to use up a little bit more of this time, as they know all they've got to do, kick this ball into touch in 30 seconds, head through. You want to save all of your energy. You don't want to risk any injuries getting this close to the upcoming matches. But Charlotte Caslick now throws the ball in, going long and to the back, nicely taken by Demi Hayes. Ball in the back line, Faith Nathan going to be receiving that ball on the outside once again. Now Madison Ashby with a nice fend in the midfield. 10 seconds left on the clock now. Faith Nathan goes back to Caslick. One more pass on the outside. There's a chance they could get another try, and they will do just that. It's going to be a break in the line, and Tegan Levi is saying anything that big sis Madison can do, I can do better. She will get the try. Oh, Abby Brown flew in there, a little bit frustrated, I think. And now Tegan Levi gets the try, her first of the Rugby Sevens World Cup, and Madison Levi goes over to congratulate her, and also spamming a little bit there, Ollie. And also we have got there, but the time New Zealand versus USA, we smoked them, says Ollie. Tegan Levi doing well, scoring that try. So our next live stream is going to be starting relatively soon. Now, they have actually said the New Zealand match is going to be delayed by 5 minutes, but we will probably still end up starting at around that 5:35 a.m. mark, so 5 minutes time. But thank you all very much for tuning in. Australia will be moving through to the semi-final. England will be playing off in the 5th and 8th semi-finals a little bit later on tomorrow. But thank you all very much, and I will see you all for the next one.